Hey everyone, Justin Smith here, the scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama Magazine, here to provide you guys with some breaking news as the Crimson Tide just picked up the third commitment in the 2022 recruiting class. This time a verbal commitment comes from four-star tight end Elijah Brown out of Wayne High School in Dayton, Ohio. He chose the Tide over schools like Notre Dame and Ohio State. And when you look at Brown, he currently stands at 6'6" and weighs 240 pounds, and he looks all of 6'6". He looks as if he's a true 6'6", and he carries his weight pretty well. One of the things that really stand out to me when watching his film, and it's the first thing that really stands out, is the fact that he lines out wide a lot. He is lined up at the wide receiver position a lot. That is something that you really want to see, especially when you consider the current state of college football and just football in general. A lot of schools and a lot of teams like to throw the football all around, and including hitting their tight ends. The Tide's new offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien, was very involved with Elijah Brown's recruitment, and I think this is a huge win for Bill O'Brien, and you can tell why he really likes Elijah Brown, especially with the time that he spent in the NFL. Brown looks like those talented NFL wide receivers that we see dominate on Sunday. When you look at Travis Kelce or George Kittle, Elijah Brown fits that mold with that 6'6" frame, 240 pound frame as well. He plays basketball, and a lot of those talented tight ends in the NFL have a basketball background. Elijah Brown has that as well. He has great body control on his routes, can catch in traffic. He is also a tough runner. You can tell that it's hard to get this guy down, and with that frame and with that size, you can see why it is hard to get him to the ground. He runs decent routes, and I think he could be a great tight end at the next level, a hybrid type of tight end. When the Crimson Tide first offered them, they were really impressed with his willingness to block, and he shows that throughout his junior film here. He blocks with a lot of tenacity. They said they like the way that he's not afraid to get dirty when it comes to blocking. So this is a huge get for the Crimson Tide in the 2022 recruiting class. He is their first tight end commit. The Tide signed one tight end in the 2021 recruiting class, but they added two tight ends in that class because Caden Clark took a gray shirt in the 2020 recruiting cycle. The Tide may not be finished with tight ends because they still have a couple of guys who they have extended offers to. They have only offered 5 tight ends to this point, so it may see the Tide offer a couple of more tight ends in this 2022 recruiting class. So that is something to pay attention to as well. Brown joins the likes of 4-star linebacker Robert Woodyard and 4-star defensive end Walter Bob Jr. out of Louisiana as the Tide's 3 2022 commits. As always, I am Justin Smith, the scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama Magazine.